Wow, good looking swing there. 180, right?
Yeah, sure.
That's how you hit your 7. He hits the 7-iron about 180 yards. With that swing you just saw. I'm Nick Losole, and one of the things I talk about all the time is eating less and moving more to get in better shape. Moving more is an activity, and what better activity for a lot of people is golf. So my feeling is you have a lot more fun at your activity if you're better at it. So we're lucky here today. We're going to be getting some golf tips from a former All-Big Ten player at Northwestern. He was a 2-time academic All-American there as well. And he actually did win the 2010 Arizona Amateur out here. But most importantly, he's my son, Nick.
Hey, Dad.
Thanks for doing this today.
Yeah, thanks for letting me come out.
So he's in corporate America now, and he does a lot of golf outings with customers and clients. And one of the things he runs into is all these people are real avid golfers at all different levels. And Nick just has a natural knack for teaching people like some simple things to help them. And he's helped a lot of people, right, on the golf course, even in the same day by giving. So what are a couple of things that the average person out there might be helped with right away if they knew how to do them better?
Well, I think there's really two things. Golf's a very complicated sport, but it's one of those things where if you have a few things that you do correctly, you do in a good routine, a lot of other things kind of fall into place, right? And so the two biggest things that I see that golfers don't have a good routine around or don't do a good job understanding what they're doing and what's the purpose behind what they're doing is both their pre-shot routine and their setup.
So pre-shot routine and setup. And just so you folks know, at 6 years old, this guy had a pre-shot routine. And it's the same one he has today. It's just funny to see because it's almost like I'm seeing the young kid doing the same thing he did years ago in golf tournaments.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And
so
what he won't tell you is that he's the guy that taught me about pre-shot routines and how important it was to have a routine. And really the only reason I'm a good golfer today is because I had a great dad. And he's willing to take a lot of weekends out and show me a lot of stuff. So I'm going to tell you a lot of this stuff, but what you don't know is that a lot of this stuff actually came from this guy. So
I should have taken my own advice. But anyway, go ahead. Why don't you talk about a couple things you would normally give people as tips to help them get a little better in the same day?
Sure thing. Yeah, so let's go ahead and start with setup first. So the first thing we want to get right is a nice neutral grip. If you have a nice neutral grip, it's much easier to create a repeatable golf swing. The way you do that is you're going to have a little bit of a cup in your left wrist. You'll maybe see two knuckles protruding from the left side when you look down at your grip. You're going to grip along the baseline of your fingers. When you do that correctly, you'll see that left thumb on the right side of the grip. From there, you're going to go ahead and place your right hand over on top of it, kind of in between that lifeline. From there, it'll either be an overlapping grip or an interlocking grip. And then from there, you're going to be able to create, the last portion of this will be a trigger finger. And in order to create a trigger finger, you're going to create a pinch between your right thumb and your right index finger. That right thumb on the right hand side is going to be placed on top of the grip. And then you're going to have your right index finger placed right about here. And that's a proper grip. Once we get the grip correct, the next thing we gotta get set correct is our stance. In order to get your stance correct, there's really two things that you gotta know. One is that your feet are flared pretty much about the same, and they're both more or less pointed straight forward, maybe about 10 degrees of flare with each foot. The second thing is your stance is shoulder width apart. It doesn't matter if it's a wedge, 7-iron, or driver, you always wanna leave your stance shoulder width apart. And the reason for that is because if you stand wider than shoulder width apart, it makes it hard for you to turn into your right side and turn back into your left side correctly, which will throw your club off plane. If you stand too narrow, you're going to reverse pivot. So that's why it's important that you keep a nice neutral setup, shoulder width apart, pretty even flare, and then you're ready to go. Alright, so we got our grip correct, we have our stance correct. The final piece is making sure we get our posture correct. There's really two things that you want to look for in your posture to make sure that you get that in a nice, neutral, solid position. The first thing you gotta understand is that the center balance point between back and forth is the ball of your foot. All right, when you understand that, you wanna make sure that when you get proper knee flexion, that front edge of that kneecap is right over the ball of the foot. When it's nice and neutral like that, you're gonna be able in a nice stable position. The second thing that you wanna know is that from there, when you go ahead and bend into proper setup, and you reach your right hand down, the middle finger is going to hit the very top of the kneecap. And when you're at that portion, that means you're properly bent over. The third thing there is when you go ahead and let your hands drop, that butt end of the club is also right over the ball of the foot. All right, so in summary, you got a nice neutral grip, nice neutral stance, nice neutral posture. You put all those together, give yourself the best chance to hit a good golf shot. Let's see how it goes.
Just a nice, smooth 180-yard 7-iron. Wow, beauty. Nick, we can't thank you enough. I think that's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks a lot, everyone, and have a good day.